Yo, what's going on, guys? It's been a few days. Sorry for that. Actually been busy. Felt a little under the weather. Life. All that. Boston Celtics have sold for $6.1 billion. Allegedly, they were receiving offers well below that. The NBA wanted at least $6 billion to be able to ask that or set up the expansion fee for that price. In my opinion, I believe $6 billion was actually a bit lower. I thought they were going to go $7 billion. My thought process was if you sell the team for $6, you ask for an extra bill on top. And somebody would be like, well, the team costs $6 billion and is already all set up. Why would you offer an expansion fee of $7 billion? My thought is, well, you're buying your way into the league instead of purchasing a franchise. So that's why it makes it more exclusive. Do you guys agree with that? Or is that just bad business? I just feel like you would up the ante because you're like, well, those were teams already established. We don't know you. We need to obviously have some sort of guarantees. And my assumption is asking for more money to join the league is reasonable instead of just paying the same price of what a franchise sold, aka one of the most storied franchise. Now, what is to be expected? Well, this is the timeline, what we're dealing with when it comes to Adam Silver and the NBA wanting to figure out what they're going to do. Let's talk about that. So, for a while, the NBA kind of played it very quietly with what they were planning to do with the NBA. Basically saying that they were going to revisit it once the Celtics were sold. So, now it's being reported the NBA is going to reconsider the timeline for the expansion team triggered by that recent sale of the Boston Celtics. Before we continue, hit that like and subscribe button. It'll mean a ton. It'll help the channel out. And comment what's your thoughts on this. I think it's going to be Seattle's a guarantee. That's the 31st franchise. Everybody knows that. 36th. I've always said I have this weird feeling that we're all already sold on this preconceived notion that Las Vegas is the 32nd franchise. But I really think it teams like Kansas or cities like Kansas City that already has a full-fledged arena that was built for the Pittsburgh Penguins till they reneged on them and stayed in Pittsburgh. Louisville, another one with the Yum Center. And I don't really believe Mexico City or Montreal. It's just too much logistics in terms of international travel, even though it's close enough. You already deal with that with Toronto. So with that being said, I think those two teams or cities are big enough and have money. Like the Koch brothers bought into the NBA this past year. So I don't think it should be a foregone conclusion that Las Vegas is getting a team. Do we know if they're a loyal fan base? Do we know if look what's going on with the Mavericks with their Vegas owners wanted to do that with the Mavericks, seeing what's going on with the Athletics in Major League Baseball. I don't know if people want that. So with the Celtics selling for $6.1 billion, the NBA aimed for a sale of around $6 billion to set expansion team baseline fees. Prior bids for Celtics were below $6 billion. Achieving the targeted price confirms market value and strengthens the league's expansion strategy. Now, what is this process? I said in a previous video, I think we're going to touch the courts by 2030. Adam Silver last year said 2028. I think 3 years is going to be what it takes to find an owner. Because this is the next thing you have to do. You have to evaluate prospective cities, buy their markets, buy the TV markets, buy their local markets, household income, city council, local legislation from a municipality level all the way up to a state level to what you could take advantage of, incentives, TIF taxes, business improvement districts and community improvement districts, CIDs, BIDs. That's the type of stuff that's going to go on down in city council. As someone who works as a journalist and have sat through a plethora of commissions, councils, spoken with legislators at a state level, at a municipality level. That's a lot of planning from ownership approval, infrastructure setup, before we even start talking about roster assembly. And the NBA has to establish a detailed financial and operational guideline that teams would then use to build a proposal with. And then it's basically you have meetings with these people and they basically pitch you their ideas, show you that they have financing, show you how much money's liquid, show you how much would have to be financed or how long it would take to get you the money. Then, before you even have those people coming to reach out to you, the NBA has to formally announce that. So we can expect that in the next year and a half. I think that's an off-season thing. You wouldn't want to take any spotlight off from the season. You would wait till August when nobody is talking about the NBA and do it then. Because at that point, you'd be able to just say, hey, these are the facts. This is what we're doing. We'll listen to ownership offers now. I believe the Koch brothers did buy into the Nets. And that's why, again, I'm telling you guys, don't be surprised if a team like Kansas City gets interest because the Koch brothers are from Kansas. And by the way, 2 reasons why I'm going to go back to this Kansas thing, then we're going to wrap up this video. Okay. Laura Kelly, when I used to work as a journalist, I like local news. Now I work in sports. But Laura Kelly only cares about the economy. No, she's good. She's a good governor. It's going back to cannabis. Basically saying she wasn't going to pass cannabis because the Republicans said as long as there's a Democrat governor, they won't pass cannabis because they don't want Democrats to get the win. Terrible. Either way, basically, Laura Kelly wants to bring in the Chiefs. The Chiefs want to go to Kansas. There's better tax dollars, all this stuff. They're going to get money. And there's already the entertainment district built. There's this place called Legends that when I was in college, it's like 30 minutes away from Lawrence. Really cool outlet mall. And they have Hollywood Casino there. They put Sporting KC there. There's Great Wolf Lodge. There's a bunch of hotels. There's Kansas Speedway. And I think down the road, you could say like 15 minutes is the women's soccer at the NWSL that Patty Mahomes' wife owns or partial owner. So that whole area, there's this huge plot of land right there. I think the Chiefs want to build right there. And then there's an outlet mall. It's the entertainment district that every team wants, like Patriot Place. It's there. The Royals, though, this is where we're going back to. The Royals want to build what every other Major League Baseball park is doing now and building in downtown, okay? Because if you go downtown, you're able to build that walkability entertainment district. They already have Power and Live, which is owned by Live, which I think is AEG, right? Anschutz Entertainment Group? Or it's one group that they're all owned by. If you have a Live or a Power, same company. They're all over the country. And like Rams Head Live in Maryland's owned by the same people who own Power and Live in KC. And it's a big country area, country like music area. And I think they want to build the Royals Park right there. And basically in the same vicinity is I think it's the T-Mobile Center now, Sprint Center, College Basketball Hall of Fame. Boom. You put in the Kansas City, what would we call them? I guess not Royals because the Kings have that name. What's another? Reign? I don't know. Monarchs. Kansas City Monarchs. And it's all walkability community right there. It's all there. It's perfect. What do you guys think? That's it. Bye.